into the news here. Department of Homeland Security funded taser drone has been launched in Texas, and it actually fires what they now have shotgun capability for, a high-powered taser, even more powerful than the regular taser that's been known to kill people, that actually shoots out and is cable-free. They also have systems where it has cables on it and hits people and basically knocks them out. They're also talking about weaponizing them. So the globalists are using our money to basically build up this giant army of domestic control. And we're told Homeland Security is because of the al-Qaeda threat, who they just gave Libya to. But when you get the internal manuals, like the MIAC and Homeland Security reports that we broke here in the last 3 years that law enforcement sent us, who was concerned, it's all about returning veterans, libertarians, conservatives, gun owners, anti-war activists, anybody on the political spectrum who's awake, left, right, center, it doesn't matter. So I thought, because we have this report about UAV used against insurgents in Afghanistan can incapacitate suspects from above, I thought we would look at the visionary mind of John Carpenter, one of my favorite directors, and They Live, that came out in the early 1980s, where Rowdy Piper has to deal with Earth being infiltrated by anti-human aliens who've taken over the government and the police, and they have little hover drones that you can only see if you're wearing the sunglasses going around reporting them to the goons. And of course, another favorite line from the film is that I've come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gums. And then it cuts to the underground base where the aliens that look like humans, except when you put the sunglasses on, or have all the sellout humans in the underground area saying, you are the human power elite. You are part of the takeover. And again, I'm not saying this is an actual alien takeover, unless you're talking about spiritually evil. The point is, it might as well be aliens from a distant galaxy that are doing this to us. And actually, after that clip, I think we have some B-roll of footage of the helicopter that they've got with the taser systems that they've deployed now in Texas under federal auspices and funding. Yeah, there it is, being actually used in the field.
Countries like Afghanistan and East Africa, but now it's coming to a county near you. Thanks to live streaming video, the UAV is capable of investigating crimes in progress. It also has night vision and can pick up heat signatures, which could help with search and rescues. It can help firefighters with aerial views of fires. At $500,000 a pop, Montgomery County spent $250,000 to get the UAV. The rest was covered by a Department of Homeland Security grant. A small price to pay to have a priceless aspect in crime fighting.
Pause. Oh, it's a small price to pay. The country's bankrupt, tens of trillions to foreign banks that run our government. America's waking up. And so the traitorous military-industrial complex here in Austin, they spent like $2 million this year to buy anti-bomb robots. And so now a mattress blows out of a truck, they shut down the highway and get the police out there, and to make it look like there's a real threat, they blow up the mattress or the Budweiser box. I mean, it's just all about this hysteria and this fear. Fear nebulous terrorists under the table, never fear the criminal hijacked government. And I tell people years ago about DARPA programs to put drones in the skies that were weaponized against the American people. And now it's here, all over the U.S., not just Texas. They're saying weapon systems used in Iraq and North Africa will now be used against the American people. Oh, priceless. You know, it's a priceless thing to get. It's a price well worth it to pay for the incredible crime-fighting system. How about we just look at the federal documents and admissions that the U.S. government ships in $500 billion of narcotics a year and only uses drug laws to shut down small-time drug dealers that cut into their profit and drive down scarcity. They don't like that. They don't like people cutting down on the price. Why don't we talk about the ATF caught for years with the FBI and others shipping guns into Mexico to destabilize the country? How about some crime fighting against the Federal Reserve? No, the system is setting up martial law control grids, they call it internal defense, against the American people. And this entire architecture of control has nothing to do with men wearing turbans on their heads. It's all about the American people. And as I mentioned, there's a smattering of articles all over the United States. They've got large unmanned drones. They've got small drones. I mean, that little bitty glorified helicopter that I bet you I could build for $20,000, you know, was $250,000 or more. And they've got $1 million systems up there flying around with cops in control of them, surveilling you. And now they're mounting them with ground-penetrating radar that looks right through your wall while you're on the toilet or having sex with your wife. And they say, what you got to hide? Oh, really? Tell us what you're doing. Oh, we know. Running narcotics, running kidnapped kids, running guns into the rest of the world and to gangs you control in the U.S. You're a bunch of crooks, and you know we've woken up to you, and as you suck the country dry, you're busy arming to the teeth against the American people. But if it does come to martial law and physical oppression in this country, the American people aren't going to sit in our farmhouses and wait for you cowards to come kill us with your unmanned drones and your combat mech robots and the rest of it, your swords. Oh, they got the ground units as well. That's not going to happen. Doesn't matter if you try to take all of our guns. You can get all the guns you want with a sharpened butter knife. I don't want to go there. But it's time for the system to realize all this electronic crap isn't going to protect you from the people you've abused and murdered and killed. Ideas are bulletproof, and we're going to defeat you people. But the system is arming itself to the teeth against the people, and it's very, very disturbing. Continuing, let's get to Ann Coulter. I was at the RNC in 2004 in New York, had passes inside. And I was actually sitting there being interviewed by a camera crew, and I was actually shocked. I felt an evil presence passing. By the way, I'm not saying this is hyperbole. This really happened. I felt a chill, literally a chill wind, and I turned, and it looked like some type of reanimated dead Bride of Frankenstein or something. She was walking forward, but had her arms swinging in front of her like a zombie. She was walking, but and she had somebody with her, and she had arms about that big around. I'm sad for folks that have anorexia, but I guess they say that you will put 10 pounds on you on the camera. So I guess that's why she looks half healthy in this Photoshop photo she's put out, I guess, with her and the former Federal Reserve head, mob boss, Mr. I'm going to sell you on new taxes and tell you it's conservative Herman Cain, because that's how I pimp the public. I'm just telling you, I saw her, and I literally looked at her. She looked like a dead body, like a concentration camp victim from Nazi Germany. They'd gotten up, done her hair up, put red lipstick on a corpse, an emaciated cancer victim, and toddled her past me. Now, maybe she's gained weight since then, but let me tell you, I'm not joking, folks. She actually sent a shudder up my spine like she was undead. If anybody's an actual vampire, it's Ann Coulter. And if anybody's a Federal Reserve minion, it's Herman Cain. And we've got an article out that Coulter defends former Fed mob boss insider Cain. And we've got some of the quotes. Liberals are terrified of Herman Cain. He's a strong conservative black man. Look at the way they go after Allen West and Michael Steele. And they aren't even running against Obama. They are terrified of strong conservative black men, Coulter said. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree. As Herman Cain has said, he's, quote, more black than Obama. I mean, he is an American. And I think the guy's funny. He's a good salesman. He's a good liar, too. We played this a few weeks ago. He told Ron Paul, how dare you say I think in the Feders are dumb and you're dumb. I never said that. That's a conspiracy theory. How dare you? And Ron Paul went, I'll look it up. And we played the clips there where he said it and wrote it in his book. So he, on a scale of 1 to 10 of liars, he may even defeat Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's like an 8.5. This guy's like a 9.5. So I got you. You're an accomplished BS artist. And I'm not even trying to hate on Ann Coulter. It's just I interviewed her once. She was a mental lightweight out promoting her book. And you know what? That's great. It's just, Ann, you should come in and join humanity for the big win and stop pushing a Federal Reserve guy that wants all these new taxes. But I'll say this for Ann. She's supporting Herman Cain, which is better than Mitt Romney, who's for gun control, abortion, open borders, amnesty, was for the socialist health care bill, and was for carbon taxes. There's a couple other things. And he's better than Rick Perry. I mean, those guys are so bad that a Federal Reserve guy, but again, he isn't on record for gun control, all this stuff. He's actually been against it. So he's bad. I mean, it's kind of like if you have to bathe in a porta potty and you open up one that's totally full and one's only half full. It's like, well, I'll bathe in the Herman cane. I mean, when it comes to bathing, and don't want to bathe in 500 turds or 200. I mean, I'm sorry to get gross here, but that's what it comes down to. That's right. That's very funny, dude. He's at 999 droppings. Well, I know he's got one there in his hand. He's like, come on over here, vampire. Come on over here and suck my blood. She's like, I will, don't worry. When they turn the lights out, I'm going to light your ass up. Man, I'm telling you. I mean, people are like, it's Ann Coulter. And I turned. There's all these SWAT teams and troops right outside the checkpoint. And I was like, is that? She could hardly walk. It was like a zombie. It was like, I swear, truth is stranger than fiction. You guys think I'm joking? This actually happened. Ann Coulter literally is like giant knees and elbows. She's like, brains, All right, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop right there. Look, I'm really hurrying through the news tonight here. Oh, yeah, we got EU mulls biometric borders. They got rid of their borders, and on the outside of Europe, they've got incredible checkpoints. But in between the countries, they've opened them up, and crime is just running rampant. So their answer is, as it always is, everybody will have to basically stop and face scan and thumbprint. Oh, and lo and behold, that's the solution now at the airports. In fact, we covered it last night. Well, you go through this and we face scan you and all this and put you in our database, and now you're a trusted traveler. What was a right is now a privilege, but we still may grope your genitals from time to time or put you in a microwave oven. They admitted that. People are like, it's so incredible. I get to, pre-check like I'm in Soviet Russia or something before I travel. And so they're pushing this, and they say an entry-exit system which could record the time and place of entry and the length of the authorized short stay in the electronic database. That way they can let terrorists in when they want. And then cover it up. Replacing the current system of stamping passports. It's also about getting humans out of the way, like humans that see the underwear bomber being put on the plane by the U.S. government. So Chertoff can make money off naked body scanners. That'll be out of there now. The data would then be made available to border control and immigration authorities. Yeah, right. So there is that report from Prison Planet and also from Planet Biometrics.